All right, let's do this again. All right, guys, I'm doing this all over again. Let's hope this works. Okay, let's do this. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what happened. From my point of view, everything was fine. The CPU, everything was fine. I'm not sure what happened. All of a sudden, the stream died. I mean, we had a 4-hour stream yesterday, and everything was fine. And all of a sudden, this one just left. Yes, the stream was dead, bro. So I've reactivated the stream. So done again. So I'm live again, and let's do this. Let's do this again. So yeah. Right. So let's go back into this. No idea what just happened. But anyway, we were talking about stuff. So let's go back into this and let's talk about what just happened right now. So really sorry, guys. Really sorry that last one just died out. I know there were some interesting questions there. So talking about like how to stay in tax and sorry, how to not pay tax or stay in the thing. So let's see what's going on. Sorry, I got so many messages coming. Let's see what's happened. This is so silly. I don't know why this one just opened up. This is not the one. Delete this. Guys, it's the one above, the link above. Okay, I've got you. Awesome. Thank you. Sorry about that. When you started talking about my question, it interrupted the stream. Yeah, I'm not. I have no idea. I think YouTube didn't like what I'm about to teach everybody, because obviously, if the global population finds out about this, then the governments of the world have a bit of a problem, right? Because what I'm teaching them, right? So the question you asked is obviously how to stay away from taxes or anything like this. So what I was about to explain to you is when you invest money, so I'm sure you know this, whatever money you invest is not classed as taxable thing, it's classed as expense. So if you, just for the sake of it, let's do it round up numbers, right? Let's say you invested $10,000 and you made $100,000 from that. So your total is, your profit was 90,000. By law, the first 10,000 of that, because it was expense, you don't have to pay. Yes, Tamil, we're going to talk about H-bar. I think 0DMB, Dr. O also wants it as well. So we had, so what we call this? Maybe they are, bro, because I have seen some of my stuff, whatever I talk about, other people talk about it, and those other people have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. In fact, there is one channel I've heard him say the exact same words hours after I've said it. And there was a time when we even sat there and we watched the two videos together. Me and another person watched my videos, which was shot 4 hours before his video, and my one was live and his one was edited. And what happened was, it was word for word. He literally duplicated every word I said. And it was so hilarious. We were just laughing at it. So it's one of those videos some time ago when we did have that. Anyway, so what I was saying, so if you've made 100,000 from your $10,000, the first $10,000 you don't pay tax. That's fine. That's tax free because that was expense. So you have 90,000 remaining. Now, if you bring that 90,000 out, then what happens is you got to pay taxes, gains taxes on that 90,000. However, if you leave it as an investment, so you leave it inside wherever it was, your exchange or your wallet, it's not classed as taxable income because you never took it out and they have no idea what you have. So the idea for that is, what I say usually is, get a debit card, a crypto debit card, like a Coinbase debit card or Nexo debit card or any other company out there. Get some yes, bro, definitely, Tamil. I'm gonna talk about it. We're talking about taxes now. Very important. I know maybe in your country you've got figured it out how not to pay tax, but that's very important, taxes, right? So get a crypto debit card, an exchange connected debit card, and spend your crypto through there. And when you do that, it's all classed as expense. So what I'm saying is, if you invested 10,000, you made 100,000. So you got 90,000, which is taxable income. But if you never bring it back to your account, but you still spend that 90,000, it's all classed as expense. So when you submit your taxation documents, you can show it to them and say, well, yeah, I invested 10,000. However, I also, I made 100,000 and I expensed 100,000. So then it's actually zero tax, because it's only money that is disposable that comes back to you that you have to pay taxes on. And remember, the biggest enemy is your bank when you bring that money to your bank. So what I normally recommend to people is, if you're not desperately in need of the money, then try and keep it into something like USDC or DAI coin, or even USDT or something like this, right? Something stable enough so you can actually buy the whatever later, like, buy some more crypto later on, and also have the freedom to move exchange to exchange. So that's what I do normally. I used to keep it mostly in USDT. Now I keep it in a lot more in USDC, because yes, bro, we were talking about this. Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. Look, regulation. Look, we were talking about this because KR actually posted this, and I was showing how this is all connected to the I always forget that, the infrastructure bill, and how the SEC is going to be the guard dog or the pet dog that's going to go around trying to do whatever. But as I said, they're going to have a hard time trying to regulate crypto. So what they're going to do is they're going to try and regulate exchanges now and try and screw them over. So they're going to regulate crypto in your country. Of course, listen, that's the way they're going to make money, right? It's not about anything. It's about regulating. Regulation is all about taking money from the poor. Regulation, it doesn't affect the rich people. Regulation protects the rich people and takes the money from the poor people, right? You got to understand. That's how it works. Take from one hand and give to the other, right? And protect the stronger hands, and, just do whatever for the weak hand, because the weak hand has no power. Do you know what I mean? Because institutions will always donate or whatever, look after governments and politicians and this and that, because they get paid to. So I don't want to talk too much about this, but that's what it is. They're going after exchanges. It's easier to do the exchange than do the thing. And that shouldn't concern us. If they do go after exchanges, to be honest, I don't think it impacts any of us crypto. So there will be some FUD about this, but I don't think it's going to impact us, to be honest, because it's got nothing to do with crypto. This is all to do with the exchanges, right? Because exchanges are selling some of their tokens. Exchanges are doing all sorts of other stuff. So they're coming after the exchanges now. So there's no way an exchange go. But remember what I said. If you know the founder, you know exactly whose door to go and knock on, and you can impact them. So that's what's happening. But as I said, there's a handful of exchanges that will not be affected. I know here, for example, for sure, I can tell you Binance will be affected, because Binance has the BNB coin and also the BUSD. That will make it illegal. Huobi will be impacted because they have HUSD, and they also have the, I forgot what their token is called, but they have a token as well. So there's some of these exchanges, right, they're going to get impacted. So keep an eye on it. That's not a problem. But other than that, I wouldn't really bother too much about this, because as I said, it doesn't impact us, the users. It impacts the exchanges more. They're coming after the exchanges. It's easier. So let's go into, I know everybody's talking about, asking me for HBAR. Let's talk about HBAR. And also, ZeroDNB, I hope you understand, staying in crypto for as long as you can is your safest bet. And if you have to spend, then as I said to you, spend through a crypto debit card, because a crypto debit card only shows how much you spent, not how much you got. Does that make any sense to you? So you can leave a specific amount of coin that you are willing to spend. So you only put whatever you're willing to put in the exchange. So for example, if you go Coinbase, you don't need to put 100,000 or 1 million in Coinbase. You don't have to do that. Keep the rest in your secure wallet. But say you're going to spend $10,000 or maybe $100,000, you put that and you spend it through your debit card. That's it. So that should be pretty cool. I hope you understand, but I can talk more on this if you want later on, maybe on another stream or something. But today don't want to make it too long. So I've got like about, not long actually, I've got about 20 minutes. So let's try and fly through this and let's do the HBAR. Because I know a lot of people have been watching HBAR fly a little bit and they're very excited about HBAR. And H bar, you know, right now is pumping, is doing awesome. But one thing I want everybody to be very careful about H bar is created by the institutions, right? The Hedera hash graph is actually created by institutions for the institutions, and it was sold to the retail, you know, for like cents and this and that. But ultimately, you got to understand that the players in there, most of the people are whales. These are institutions. So don't fall into the hype. If you have made some money, in my opinion, if you've made 10, 20, 30, 40%, take my advice, get out. Because this is just following the hype a little bit, nothing else. You know, this is where the money's been filtering, and it could take only a handful of people to actually pump this one. So if you look carefully, the key to look at was, I'll show you what I mean. So if you look at the volume and everything, that will kind of make sense to you, right? So we have $1 billion worth of volume here. Is it a billion? No, there's a million. It's $1 million worth of volume here, right? This 9.63 billion H bar is floating, all right? The total supply is 50 billion H bar. So yeah, I mean, just be careful. That's what I'm going to say, right? But when you look at all of the stuff, trading volume, no, it is billion, $1 billion. Yeah, it's $1 billion today. Trading volume, up 50 something %. So be careful. That's all I'm going to say, because this is not one of those big ones. You know what I mean? I mean, if you look carefully, the total market cap, right, is 4.5 billion. And you've had 25% of the entire market cap pumping this. But most of this pump has happened after the pump. You know what I mean? So it pumped and then it started pumping even further. So all I'm going to say is just be careful. Things like this are going to, how would I say this? They're going to be dumped. As I said, it was made by the institutions for the institutions. So very interesting. Thank you. I will confirm if they in Germany it is practicable. If it is practical. In Germany, you should be able to use Nexo, as far as I'm concerned. I think you can use Nexo, and there is a few other companies that you can use. I think Coinbase as well. I mean, Coinbase recently launched in Germany, so they should have a Coinbase card. And Coinbase card, I believe Coinbase Pay, do have a European license, so you should be okay. Just double check that anyway. Just check on Coinbase and see what happens. I'm sure you can actually use that, because I know I have used Coinbase before with Euro. So I'm talking donkeys years ago, right? Way back in the days, like somewhere around 2015, 2016, 2015 actually. No, not 2015. It was earlier than that, because I've had Coinbase for a very long time. I think it was 2014 or something. I did check, and I'm sure at that time we used to send money in euros. So I think Coinbase had a euro account before they had the GBP or something like this. So double check that. That would be really interesting. No, so no. Your crypto doesn't get changed to thing. So what the exchange does is exchange only pays the merchant in euro. So the merchant receives it in euro, but not your crypto. It comes from your crypto. It gets deducted from your Bitcoin or Ethereum or USDC, right? Whatever it is, it gets deducted from that. But that's the trick to that is that's why I said only load up the account with whatever you want to spend. Right, so whatever you're going to be expensing, yeah, does that make any sense to you? So you have $100,000, for example. You're not going to spend $100,000. So don't put $100,000 into the exchange. What you do, you put $10,000 into the exchange. But then when the taxation comes in, double check that, because when the taxation comes in, and they say, well, you've made so and so much profit. When you use it on the card, and if you declare it that as an expense, then it's an expense. I'm telling you, it's an expense. It becomes an expense. So a lot of people don't know this, that you only pay capital gains when it comes back to the bank. And your capital gains, whatever you're going to declare, right? If they want to investigate you, whatever you're going to declare, you declare total, but whatever you've already spent becomes another expense. And the other way to do it is, if you're doing investments, so you take an, I don't know how it works in Germany, but if you take an investment and then you reinvest this into something else. So for example, you invested initially into USDC or USDT. Think about it. This is the exchange flow, like how you entered the market. So you did USDT, and then your USDT was exchanged into BTC, for example. So now BTC price has gone up a little bit. Well, whatever you've spent there was the original expense. So there's a lot of expenses involved. If you have a good accountant, you're going to be laughing because he can expense pretty much everything, and then the profit will be very less because you're moving from one asset to another. You're reinvesting your profits into something else, and you're growing that asset. But as I said, ultimately, until you come back to the bank, there's no way anyone could say anything to you. Already a Coinbase card, but they halted XRP. Exactly. So forget the XRP. Use the XRP on your Nexo. So now you're going to have a Nexo. Use the Nexo. And it's also not possible to spend it through the card. I also have a Bitpanda card, smaller exchange from Austria. Yes, Bitpanda is a very old player in the game. In fact, Bitpanda was one of the oldest company who actually gave people cards. There's another one called BitThumb, I believe, or something like this. I can't remember. They also did the cards as well. So, but XRP, listen, for legal reasons, majority of the world did block XRP. But companies like Nexo, they don't have a problem. You can select the amount and you can spend it. So that's what I mean. Sometimes it's worth playing around, but obviously only put what you can afford to be blocked or something like this. But as I said, the trick I use is I only load up my Coinbase with what I'm willing to spend, what I want to spend. So it's all expense for me. Do you know what I mean? Nexo, I mean, I've tested it, but I haven't spent anything because the only purpose I'm using Nexo is to earn some interest on it while I'm sitting around doing nothing. I'm like, well, I might as well have some more Satoshis. And by the way, on Nexo, you can, whatever, so if you lock your crypto, XRP, whatever you want to do, so remember this, right? You can receive it in your choice of currency. So on Nexo, all my interest is paid in Bitcoin. So I hope that kind of helps, right? Apart from my GBP, by the way. My GBP pays me back in GBP. And also the USDT, I believe. Yeah, my USDT also pays me back in USDT. And everything else pays me in BTC because I want it in BTC. Do you know what I mean? And you can select it individually. You can say in kind. So I want the same one as my interest. Or you can say, no, I want it in this specific currency. And it will actually give you this. So I did this. So I did this with Ethereum. This was quite cool. So I locked up my Ethereum. And they were paying a high interest on Ethereum back in 2019 or something like this. I forgot when it was. 2018, 2019, I can't remember. They were paying a high interest for Ethereum deposits. So I deposited some Ethereum and I said, I want my interest to be paid in BTC. So I did receive quite a bit of BTC because of the interest, you know. So they don't hold back. It's a really good company, in my opinion. Really, really well. So I would recommend that, bro. I would recommend go on, I mean, just test it out. Do you know what I mean? Test it out. And because I'm not sure about the laws in each country. So I'm not sure about the law in Germany, but it should be very similar. I mean, it's the similar kind of law all around Europe anyway. Because most of the banks are under the European banking kind of the same method, right? So for that reason, I've got a feeling that it's going to be the same thing. You only pay taxes when you come back to your bank. Yes, you can actually put your XRP and receive BTC. I'm not joking. You can put your XRP and receive BTC, receive Ethereum or whatever. I think you can do that. So go in there and have a look, you know, because you can choose what you want, in kind or a specific one that you want. And most people I know that go for BTC, they go for BTC. Because they're like, we're going to hold this long term anyway, so why don't we just go and buy, go and earn some interest on BTC? And that's what they do. Most people I know, they actually like to receive in BTC. So, you know. So that would be nice, right? So Hedera hash graph, let's come back into this. Zero DMB, you asked me something about Hedera. I think you wanted to know that when it would be a good point to exit. I think that's what you wanted to know. all I'm going to say is, listen, Hedera is one of those, right? It's going to pump because right now what the market is doing is something pretty insane. And this is why today's title has a couple of rockets on it. If you saw the title today, and the what do you call this? This part here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Let me bring this up for you because I know there's a lot of stuff because I'm reading the chat on there. That's why. So if you saw this, all of these rockets and all of this, there's a reason for this. This is the entire market. And this is what I think the market's about to do, right? And when this situation happens, everybody needs to be very, very careful, right? Everybody needs to be very, very careful because what we're seeing is, okay, this is Hedera. Let's just move into something else and I'll just show you what I mean, right? It's very important to see. So I'm going to leave the total right now. Let's look at the others. So we're just looking at the others. These are just random other coins, right? So just look at the others. And this is what you're seeing. We're coming into this level where the other cryptocurrencies, right? You know, when you look at the, like, I'll just show it here as well. The other altcoins, their dominance is started to pump up. While, and if you look carefully, and I'll show you what I mean, while the BTC dominance keeps on dropping. So we need BTC dominance to drop down. We almost did. So there's a red box here. You can see we want the BTC dominance to drop below. And I'm telling you, it's coming, right? This drop is coming. So far, this is not good because BTC is obviously recovered a little bit. We want BTC to come down. And when BTC comes down, everything's going to look awesome. But I've noticed something. I don't think this time BTC is going to come down in order for the alts to pump. Because if you notice recently, right, how the dominance of the alts are still pumping. Alts were keeping up the market. So while BTC was dumping, altcoins didn't give a shit. They just carried on. It is time to be uncomfortable, but I'll tell you what to do anyway. So this is the situation we've got right now, right? The market is heating up, and when I was looking at all of this, I can see how the entire market has been super bullish compared to what, you know, the dominance of BTC and dominance of Ethereum, for example. If you look at Ethereum, you can see what I'm talking about. Look, they're just dropping. So that all of this is as an indicator that, look, right now we're in full altcoin season. This is altcoin season. Look, altcoins are dominating the market. Do you know what I mean? If you look at this, this is with including Ethereum, this is excluding Ethereum. Altcoins are still dominating the market. And you know, if you take everything out, if you take everything out, this is what you see, right? So for that reason, I looked at it and I was like, okay, I can see what's going on. The market's on full force altcoin degen season right now. And it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time because one thing that we've had more powerful than looking at BTC, for example. So obviously I'm a BTC bull, but listen to this, right? And I'm about to tell you this. You're going to laugh your head off when you hear this, right? So I'm waiting for BTC to get a rejection here. BTC to get a rejection here, or break above this and shoot over to 100K, right? But look what the market's done. Look at what the market has done. Market has already come. The entire total market cap has already come there. Let me bring this over. Also, yeah, the entire market cap has already come to that area, you know, this particular zone, and already tested it. So we got rejected here. Absolutely fine. This is indicating that we are going to go and test that level here, but we might just do it with the alts. So now the alts might support BTC and push this all forward. So I mean, this is all insane. What I'm looking at here, right? We haven't seen this level or this kind of a situation ever before. There isn't a time in history when we've seen something very similar to this, right? I know some people like to show you pictures and this and that and say, oh, look, this is similar as this. No, we have not seen this ever before, right? When I'm looking at this, I have not seen this situation for the entire total market cap in its entire history. So when you're looking at this, this is absolutely extremely bullish, right? From what I can see so far. And the pattern that I'm seeing is this, right? Which is an insane pattern. Remember, it's an insane pattern. If we have this, that is an absolutely insane pattern. So this is what I'm seeing in the total market cap. You know what I mean? So it's been pretty awesome to see this. And, you know, if you look at the others as well, pretty much the same thing. Everyone's tested this. Everyone's tested this line. You know, this level that they're supposed to test. Look, I've checked it on everywhere. They've tested it. It doesn't matter where you put it. Look at this. This is the only one that's kind of following BTC a little bit, right? But everything else has tested it. So looking at that, it's been pretty awesome. And this is the 14% of the others, you know. So there's others as well. We have those as well, right? And that's the 14% dominance of that one. But BTC dominance was up 41%. We want it to come down a little bit. Ethereum dominance is down, as you can see here, at 18%. We want that to come back. I would love to see it at about 40. Ethereum at about 25 would be really nice. BTC around the 30 would be really nice to see. But you can see others are catching up as well. So we do follow track dominance as well. So with HBAR, guys, all I'm going to say is be careful. You know, and if you've been in it since November, so you would be since November here somewhere, if I'm correct. November, super awesome. So you've done absolutely fine. There's two options, bro. 0DMB, I'm going to give you two options, right? And I think that will make total sense to you, right, when you understand what I'm about to say. So just say for the sake of it, you've been here. I'm just going to say December. So you've been here, and say, for example, where we are now. You've done a nice little 1000%. Whatever your investment was, take that off the table at least. So if you put $1,000 and you made 10,000, take your 1,000 out. And maybe 2,000 or something. Take some off the table. That's it. Or even if what I would do, I would take 50% off the table. Honestly, I'm not one of those guys who's going to hype it. Oh, we're going to do 1,000x. Bro, we've already done 1,000x. We've already done 1,000x, you know, 100x, right? 1,000% is 100x. We've done that already. So what you need to do is start taking some off the tables. My opinion is at least take 50% off. That way you've taken your initial, you've taken some profits, you're not at a loss anymore. Do you know what I mean? And then let it carry on for as long as it can. And then after that, when you see a reversal, get rid of it. But reversal, remember, by the time we see a reversal on this, probably be too late, because what's going to happen is somebody's going to come along. And I'll show you this pattern, how it works. Come on then. So I'll show you how this works, right? So someone's going to come along, find a coin, any coin. Let's just find this one. For example, this one's pumping today. They're going to pump this. When they make the money, they are literally going to be dumping it into something else that they believe is pumping harder. And this is how money flows. Money goes from one coin to the other while increasing value, creating hype. And the more hype that's created, the more people jump in. And then the old holders will actually, you know how it works. You know, we always kind of transferring wealth, right? In order for us to make money, we have to make sure we have to give our bags to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? So as a fact of life, you know, it's like a market. You go to a market or something. Nobody's there just selling his product. He's put effort into that product and he's passing it on to somebody else, like a wholesale market, you know. So the same product could be a lot more expensive down the line of, you know, chain, right? When you have a chain of supply, right? You know, the manufacturer, so the person, somebody plants a tree, someone cuts the tree, someone makes a furniture out of the tree, some wholesaler buys that, the wholesaler sells it to big companies, the companies then sell it in their shops, and then someone takes it to their home. By the time all of this has happened, the product has grown like 1,000%, right? So the same story, we have to pass it down, you know what I mean? So that's my advice to everybody, and this is one of the reasons. This is the time in the market. And what that means is, let me see if I can show you. So I'll just show you here. Oh, not this one, sorry. Let me show you. Remember, I always show this chart, guys, for one specific reason, nothing more. I'm being honest with you. There's only one specific reason why I show this chart. I don't have to, but I believe that kind of gives you a rough indication of what the market is doing, right? So let's get rid of all of this and let's look for... Right, it's a critical point in time, right? It's one of those times where you need to start, because remember, the altcoins have rallied from here to here, and the altcoins are now going parabolic here as well. This is the time when you start thinking about taking some of your altcoins and selling them for profit, or converting them into the coins that you want to be holding long term. right? The idea is that you want to make sure you safeguard whatever profits you have made right now, because if you don't, then you're going to have a bit of a problem. Bubble thought we're off, but Bubble doesn't know we're actually still live. So yeah, this is the situation. Yeah, you need to, like, so now is the time to start reducing positions in altcoins. So you might have a 10 position, 100 position, 1,000 positions. I'll tell you, so up to here I had about 300 altcoins, and up to here I had about 500 altcoins. So you can see how I increased my portfolio, but now up to here I don't have many left. I only have about 25, 30 altcoins remaining. So there has been a few new additions I've mentioned on the streams as well. But the point is I've started to scale out of majority of my altcoins around here, right? Because as soon as we came here, I said, okay, I need to start thinking about getting out, because this seems like market is now going to come to an end anytime soon. So when it does, I have to be ready to go into something else. So again, when we did this dip here, for me, it was an opportunity, because I realized some of the altcoins was giving me more BTC because they were performing better than BTC. So while everybody was focusing on BTC, I did convert some of the alts into BTC, some of the alts into USD, and just sat on it basically. But oh, sorry, my cursor. I know why. Here, look. Now is it visible? How about now? It's a web. The cursor is actually a web extension. Look, it only works in the browser. So when I'm not in the browser, you won't be able to see it. You see what I mean? So this, yeah, it's a bit weird. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, I picked it up. So I had about 300 altcoins. So I started picking up altcoins around here, right? A lot of altcoins around here. From here to here, I had about 300 altcoins. And then from this particular point to about this point here, I added another 200 altcoins. So I had about 500 positions from here to here. So you see what I mean? A lot of altcoins, right? But when I came back here, I started thinking about scaling out. So I looked at all of this and I said, look, I've made all this profit. It's great. So let me start selling some of these coins around this area. So that's what I did. So because I know that if the market heats up, I will physically not be able to sell all 500 at the same time. So I have to go and start scaling out, thinking about myself. So I said, okay, these are coins that have performed pretty well, or from where they were to where they are now. So I'm getting a lot more. I'm going to take those, and I don't think they're going to be everlasting coins. So I need to get out of them ASAP. So I started with the worst ones, and I kept on moving over to the best ones, and kept some of the best performers. And I talked about this on the channel as well. So I'll tell you exactly which coins I've kept, because any coin I've kept or any coin I've recently added to the position is here, by the way, right? So forget the BTC. Let's just have a look. So obviously forget Ethereum for now. So I am holding BNB. I'm holding DOT, Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, 1inch, Aave, Matic, eGold, Link, Sushi, Uniswap, VET, Shiba, Mbox, recently added Mbox, Arweave, recently added. But these are, by the way, I'll tell you, this red marker means they are long hold. They're not short hold, right? Automata is a long hold as well. Theta, Algo, Zilliqa. These are long holds. These are not even online. These are not on an exchange. These are off exchanges, by the way. The red ones means they're long term on an exchange. And then if you look at the bottom, you'll see the other coins that I'm about to scale out some point soon, and these are still something I'm still holding, right? Anchor, Atom, Bake, Cake, Coty, Doge, Dot, Engine, Clay, Matic, Neo, Reef, RSR, Solana, again, Sushi, Tomo. These are positions that this is a position that I added the other day, so I've still got that here, so that's fine anyway. Sushi, obviously, I've got that. Tomo, that's there as well. I'm going to get rid of that. TRX, I found some sitting in a wallet, so that one. How many % of your portfolio in crypto will you hold through the next bear market? I'm only going to pick about 5 to 10 coins. 10 coins will be the max. So The 10 coins that I will be holding through the bear market, definitely BTC, obviously. Ethereum, definitely. Not BNB now. I've changed my mind on BNB. I'm not going to hold that. Dot, I will be holding. Solana, I will be holding. Cardano, I will be holding. Avalanche, I will be holding. I will be releasing 1 inch. I might. I'm not sure about Aave, but 1 inch I will be releasing. Matic, I don't want to hold. eGold, I am going to be taking some profits off, but after I take some of my profits out, I will be leaving the rest of them. Link, I'm going to be holding. It's a long term. I'm going to be leaving that there. VET, I'm going to be leaving long term. So you see there's some coins there. It's hard for me to say percentage because I'm actually 100%, almost 99.9% invested in crypto anyway, and out of that, 99% of my portfolio is BTC. I only keep approximately 1% liquid into exchanges and other crypto alts. And when I do make some money, it goes back into BTC. So ultimately, what I am going to be doing, and I do keep some USDT. So when I do cash out of some of these, I might just keep some USDT to buy the dip later on. So that's what I do. So as I said, there's going to be like, I don't know, maybe 10 specific coins I'm going to hold. The rest of them I'm going to let go because what I want to do, I want to pick them up here if they survive. Do you know what I mean? When we bounce here, this is the line that I like to pick up stuff on, right? This is when I like to go parabolic. Like when I went ballistic here was around this particular level here. This is when I bought like almost 300 coins, you know, and then I kept on topping up around here, and I almost ended up with 500 by the time I got here. Do you know what I mean? So I love this bottom line, by the way. This bottom line, I don't know why, I just love it. You know, and that strategy works well for me. Every time I buy around the bottom line, it doesn't matter what the market does, I always make money. Do you know what I mean? So I've got zero risk of losing money because the next time the bottom line is actually higher than this level. You see what I mean? So that's why I like this level. I don't know, it takes a lot of discipline to do this, but this bottom line is my favorite line, you know, and it will always be my favorite line. You know, it's the best. Look, from experience, go crazy when you're here. All right, when everybody's fearful, that's when you go crazy, and that's when you're going to make you're going to be accumulating the most and the cheapest coins, and then you can sell it wherever. You can sell it a week later and you still make money. Do you know what I mean? So that's been a good strategy for me, I found. And you know, prior to 2015 I didn't do that, so this is something that I've been doing since 2018, and it's been working well for me so far, you know. So that's what I'm going to do. As I said, I'm going to get rid of majority of my holdings. So all of these bottom ones you see here, I'm just going to get rid of all of them. They're all going to go, right? I did get some Mina yesterday. I managed to set up an order at to pick it up around 550, and I think my order activated, so which was really cool. So that's that as well. Also remember XCAD, I said $4 was expensive. We're going to come down. As you can see, we did come down. We hit the not this, come on, don't do this. I hate this when it does that. Seriously. All right. Oh, I know what's going on. Sorry, my bad. So with XCAD, I did expect a correction. The correction came in, so that was really cool for me. I picked it up again, so I'm quite happy with that one. Mina, we had the correction yesterday, so I was like, you know, we did have a nice little dip. So on the dip, I picked it up, and then that was it. You know, it just kept on pumping, so I didn't bother too much about that one. That was really awesome to pick up as well. So those are the two I've just recently added to my position. And also I've added this one as well, a little bit of this one, XEC. The reason I've added it is because what I saw here, and I was like, okay, this is not that bad. So I thought, okay, let me just pick up some. But I'm telling you, it's a very small amount, just a couple of $100 worth. Because it's so cheap, a couple of $100, if it makes it, it's going to be okay. So I'm just going to, you know, leave it there for a little bit. This is one that you don't miss, you know what I mean? FTT is a different one. FTT is always in a good buy zone. There may be some news about it regarding some hacks or whatnot and this and that. I've got to double check all of that. I was supposed to double check today, but I don't really have much time, so I'm not going to bother too much with that. But that should be interesting. I will find some information on it and talk about it. Apparently there was a hack or whatnot and this and that. But FTT is, remember, one of those kind of an exchange which, when the governments or the SEC or the institution, like, you know, whoever they are, right, when they come after all the exchanges, I think FTX is going to be one of them. This FTT token is going to be one of them that's going to survive, because it was technically the first ever cryptocurrency project, right, to have an exchange, obviously, sell its FTT token, obviously, but also have an IPO. Do you know what I mean? Raise like 900 billion, I believe it was, they raised. So when you're looking at all of this, that says to me that this one's not going to be affected compared to the others who done it privately. Do you know what I mean? Because this did it through the institutional means. So this is going to be a survivor. So whatever the SEC wants to do, I think this was going to survive. And that's one of the reasons why I did bet on that. And I've been telling people since it was like, I forgot, I think it was like $10, $15, maybe $20. I've been telling everyone, guys, this is one that's not going to fail you. It's going to be the number 2, what you call this, BNB. But even then, my advice to everyone is still the same advice that I've been giving for many years, and especially on this YouTube, many months. I've been doing the same advice, same thing, and I'm not a financial advisor, guys. Please don't take that as a financial advice. But I've been telling everybody how, look, what did I do with that? Right, doesn't matter what happens, the market always has a cycle and a pattern, and ultimately the pattern means that at some point in the future the market will come back down to this line, and this is the line that I like to buy stuff. And whenever we go above this line, this middle line, I like to start selling stuff, you know. And this is when I consider to sell all my alts and just, you know, ride it along, and then obviously sell stuff. What do you think about Dragon Chain? Is there any possibility to revisit? Saw people talking about it on Twitter last night. Some people have been talking about it. I have also seen people talking about it as well. But I don't know why. It's hold on, let me just find it. Right, I don't know why. It's just one of those coins that, for me, it was just, I don't know. It's a bit iffy. I don't know why. All right. There was some stuff around it. I forgot what it was. Like, you know, I don't know. Just there's a lot of stuff that just didn't make any sense to me, right? Of course, they're saying they're a blockchain, which is fine, right? I mean, COVID-19. I mean, are you a blockchain or are you COVID-19? Are you the virus or what are you? You know, do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes you see these kind of stupid things and you look at it, and it's like, okay. Fintech, fine, that's fine. Manufacturing, absolutely. What the fuck are you doing with COVID here? Why am I supposed? Is COVID here going to be forever? If you're a blockchain for the rest of entire history, why the fuck am I talking about COVID? You know what I mean? So it doesn't make any sense to me when I look at stuff like this. It's stupid. It's so stupid. Privacy first testing and vaccination application enabling employees to go back to the office safely. What the fuck are you talking about? Excuse my language. Honestly, this is the level of stupidity when I see, and I'm like, how much more can you fool somebody? Do you know what I mean? So as soon as I see something like this, like remember yesterday when I saw CERN, when I see something like, I'm like, okay guys, this is a bit iffy. You call yourself a blockchain, but where's the blockchain part of yourself, right? Confusing. And then what do I see? You call yourself your own blockchain. Okay, fine. Then why the hell are you sitting with tokens on Ethereum? Why isn't it not on your blockchain? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Why is your token sitting on Ethereum if you have your own blockchain? Because Ethereum's not your blockchain. So that doesn't make sense. You know, then when you start going into the source code, all right, you can see that they've been basically, whatever it is, they've been pulling requests from somewhere else. So this is a clone of something else, right? And again, it just look at all of those things and it's like, seriously, guys, make some sense to us and, you know, give us some actual facts, right? It just doesn't make any sense, right? You know, when you start looking at all of this, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, I'm not even going to bother looking at it. Dragon Chain, right? Your own blockchain built on Ethereum. I mean, what, are you Ethereum or what are you? Do you know what I mean? It's definitely a clone of something. And remember, some of these clones that they do, they actually do it very nicely, where they basically, how would I say this? They clone it in such a way that you can't really tell what's going on. Also, if we look at the contract, let's have a look at the contract. And we'll see what the contract has. All right. So contract is dragon. Supply. Okay, so this is the supply. Okay. Initial supply. So this is what the initial supply is. Why would they put a random number? That's stupid, right? Why would you put a random number? 433 million. Why would you do a random number? It doesn't make any sense. Is that random number there to make it look like this? The max supplier, like, oh, this is the max supply. Look, it may have been more, and it went. Is this what you're trying to? I don't know. Honestly, when you look at stuff like this, but that's all fine. We don't need to know that. All right, let's have a look and see how many more scam coins the owner has, right? So the owner has $12,600 in his wallet. Happy days. Value of around, whatever that was. I don't know what that was. But let's have a look at what he's got. He's got 78,000 dragon. So that's the only balance he's got from all the scam. So he's got live peer. He's got 2 live peer. Whatever that is. Whatever that is. 1 Arcona. Vin. Scatter 88. 1 Bitclave. 1 Bitclave. That's a penny token and you've only got 1. Seriously, dude. You've got a problem there. So most of the tokens he's got there have 0 value. This is a freebie. This is a freebie. And even here it's saying it's a spam. Look, most of these are just spam. Do you know what I mean? So he doesn't even have actually anything there other than this 12,000. So he's created a dragon chain and he's managed to pump it to people, and people bought it and gave him $12,000 from it. Honestly, $12,000 from it. When you look at this, it's hilarious. I mean, if you look at his ether balance, 0.3 ether balance, right? How stupid is that? Let's go into dragon chain. The holders are good, so you see this. So the project has traction. Let's look at this. 39,000 people hold this. 39,000 people hold this, which means the project is adopted, if that makes any sense, or people have hyped into it and are interested in it. But other than that, you know, like what you're seeing here. So the last transaction we had, this is hilarious, right? So the last transfer we had was 11 days ago, was 5,100 tokens. But other than that, if you look here, 1,256, that's like 4 years ago, they had these transactions. So this, whatever fake currency has been around for like 4 years. Bro, just be careful. That's what I'm going to say. But look, they do have 39,679 people. They've been around for almost almost 4 years. So that's like 3.5 years worth here. Actually, it goes even further. If you look, it's like it's been around for 4 years. Definitely been around for 4 years. So when you're looking at all of this, 962,000 coins or whatever. When you're looking at all of this, the last transfers they've had. That's fine. We're looking at all of this. This is how long this is. But when they're calling themselves a blockchain, which is running on Ethereum, are they really a blockchain? Most secure and flexible blockchain platform on earth. Then they recently update it, and obviously it's been around for 4 years, and they add COVID-19 to it. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? Yeah, I'm gonna not say anything on this. Wow, America's blockchain, bro. Look at this. Copyright America's blockchain. So yeah, we've got America's blockchain. So I don't know, are they trying to fool all the American? US based? Is that to say, look, all you US customers come to us because you are the biggest community on the thing? Bro, forget it. I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. Just be careful. If you bought some, make the most of the pump and get rid of it and get out, bro. That's what you need to do. I'm just being honest with you, okay? Of course, listen, risk to reward ratio is going to be awesome. Why isn't it going to be awesome right now? Because if you look carefully, right, it was down here and you're down here. So your risk to reward, I'll tell you what the risk to reward for the guy who bought it here was. He bought it at $5 and his risk to reward was 99%. Does that make any sense to you? So risk to reward, bro, you're in a good position compared to that fella over there, right? And this thing's been around since, let's have a look at the date. So this thing's been around since 2017. So this is probably part of the 2017 ICO scam, and it just survived. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This thing's definitely a scam. It's been around for some time. And you know, it's managed to survive for so long and eventually get into some sort of an exchange, right? So KuCoin, Gate.io and all of that. And remember what I told you about KuCoin and Gate.io and all of this? There's not much of a requirement to enter your coin in there. Anyone could do that, so be careful. That's what I'm saying to you. Just because it's gone up there and people see it as a new coin and they see, wow, massive volumes coming in, you know, it's got potential, right? People go into hype phase when they see something cheap, but you got to really look at it for what it is. So if you look at this for what it is, it's like, there's nothing there. I don't see anything there. I see this guy crying about his risk to reward, you know, and I see you being happy about your risk to reward. But as I said, if you've made money, guys, take your initial investment out as soon as you can. That way, you know you're safe and you know these guys can't do anything. But clearly someone had a whole bunch of coins and somehow they managed to get it back in the market again. But from $5 to where we are today, excuse me, but I don't see a good risk to reward here. Of course they're going to mention Walt Disney. What else are they going to mention soon? Hollywood, Bollywood, you know what I mean? Ultimately, listen, people like this and communities that are involved on Twitter or whatever, they're all there. They're part of the army. They're probably bag holders from here. I feel sorry for the guys. I think most of the guys on Twitter who are trying to pump it, they're from here. They lost so much money that now they saw, okay, it's gone on KuCoin. Let's try and pump and hype the market and bring in, you know, Tom and Jerry or whoever from Disney, get some Mickey Mouse in there and take Mickey Mouse's money. Do you know what I mean? So get the Mickey Mouse in there, take Mickey Mouse's money, and then run off, at least recover some of the losses that we've made. So I think that's what's happening. That's one of the reasons why I don't pump coins. I only talk about coins that are available on the market. Look, they don't even have a chart on coin on market cap. The only thing they have is this here. But yeah, just be careful. That's all I'm saying to you guys. Be absolutely careful, because this is how people get wrecked. Stay away from the hype, be serious and be logical, because the number one thing, look, you know, I didn't do anything too much here. All I had to do is come here and see what they said. And all of a sudden I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, that looks stupid. Somebody self-claiming to be the most flexible, most secure and most flexible already says, okay, I got to be careful about you. So you call yourself a blockchain. Why are you running on Ethereum? So that clearly red flags a scam. All right, solutions ready for business, fine. This, okay, fine, makes sense. This is fine. But when I see not okay, this is also makes sense. But when I come here and I see COVID-19, I'm like, what's, you know, you're a blockchain, you've been operating for since 2017, you're supposed to be a blockchain. Then when did COVID-19 come in 2017, right? And you're saying they mentioned Walt Disney and whatnot. Again, this is what it is. And then, you know, when you see something like US based and America's blockchain, you know, these are just self-claimed statements, clearly just to kind of hype people, get people excited, you know, get the patriots in there. Your patriotism should be with your coin. In crypto, we don't care what color, what race, what gender, what planet you come from, right? There's no bias between like, oh, I'm a British-based company, or I'm a US-based company, or I'm a this-based. No, we don't. Blockchain doesn't discriminate. Cryptocurrency do not discriminate. It's for everybody in the world. It's free money, free currency of the world. Means anybody could enter, buy it, hold it, trade it, do whatever, anywhere in the planet. That's how the project is. A project should be. That's what crypto is. I hope that kind of makes sense, right? Because that's what cryptocurrency doesn't give a damn about who you are, where you come from, how rich you are, how poor you are. It doesn't care. You know what I mean? It doesn't care. Cryptocurrency only sees one thing, and that is basically, how can I free the people, and how can I, you know, allow people to be able to use this and without limitations, because that's what it is, right? But other than that, guys, Zero DMB, Dr. O, awesome for coming to the show. I hope this was okay. I mean, we were going to do some charts, but it doesn't matter anyway. Ultimately, as I said, take some chips. So just to for H-bar, take as many chips as you can off the table. You've done 1000x. Happy days to you. Keep it there, and is there another 1000x possible? Possibly, right? But be safe. That's the most important thing, because when it comes down, it's going to come down like a bloody rock. So you got to be careful about that one. Take your money out, but remember, these are crucial times where the market could either flip down all the way and go down there, and or it can go shoot up again. So right now we're in this moment, where we can actually come down, and that's it. This could be the end of the market. We could come down, or we could actually shoot up and do this pattern. And if we did, I mean, what I'm seeing is kind of awesome, right? So I'm seeing this pattern here. Sorry, everything just activated. I'm seeing this W pattern forming here, which is insane to see. So I would really love to see what the market does right now. But right now, we're in the mercy of the market. We have to hold, as I said, there's this line here, there's this $39,000 line here. Whatever we do, we cannot go to 39. If we go, then we're coming down, guys. We're coming down. We're probably here for 6 months, maybe a year. So please be careful, and start scaling out of as many alts as you can. This is not a financial advice. Obviously, you do you, but we have to start thinking about coming out of altcoins, scaling out as many as you can, to the point where that you have control on your exchanges, that you're going to be able to sell your coins and exit when the market goes down, because the biggest common problem we have is we all make money, but we all forget to take profits, right? And this is why I like to keep everybody nice and calm and say to people, guys, look, you've made money, there's no harm. You've made 5%, no harm. You've made 10%, no harm, right? Take as much as possible. Take as much as you can off the table, so that way you're always ready to buy the dips or continue, and at least you're not getting wrecked, because there are going to be a lot of people who totally get wrecked, bro. So hope that kind of helps everybody, and let's see where we go. But other than that, let's leave this chart. Let's have a look at this one here. I'll just give a nice little brief update. Market just doing its thing again. Look, there's not really nothing happening. It's just everything's trying to protect those lines right now, ignore this one. Yeah, everything's just trying to protect those lines, so nothing that interesting. Solana, I did say, was going to come down a little bit more, so we're going to come and test this line, and then we're going to bounce. So Solana's not ready to go, but this is a buy zone. It's a great accumulation zone. Sorry if it's noisy, by the way, guys. If the sound is a bit noisy, excuse me, because I'm actually sitting outside smoking a cigarette. So yeah, it's a great accumulation zone. So that's what Solana's going to do. It's going to come down a little bit, takes a rest, and then it pumps up again. DOT has been on a rip, which is really cool to see. DOT is doing its thing. It's targeting the 618, and then it's not far for DOT. I mean, DOT just needs to go to the previous all-time high, which is the $49.50. Once we go there, then DOT might do a few more bits and bobs. So I am optimistic of DOT, and as I said, DOT is one of my long-term holding. I might hold it for a very long time. So, because I've got a feeling DOT's going to do a Solana. DOT's going to pull a Solana. DOT's going to go to $300-400. I'm expecting DOT to do at least $300 in the near short term. I'm not sure when, but I do expect DOT to be worth at least $300. Because if Kasuma can go to $600 and DOT is the same as Kasuma, that's the same company, then when DOT finally launches all of its ecosystem, I've got a feeling DOT can push towards the $300, at least half of Kasuma, if not more. So that's a feeling I have. So that's DOT. Cardano, stupid. We're going to wait for the FUD to die out before we talk about Cardano. AVAX, brilliant. It's come back to one of its previous all-time high, and it actually peaked a few days ago, but it obviously failed. But that was all because the market was totally heated up. We are going to expect this correction. Now, if we do get this correction on AVAX, we would have a zone. So we have this zone here. this is like a trend line. So what we have to do is kind of protect this level here. So as long as we can, we don't go below these levels, we should be fine. And if we do use a fib tool, just to kind of see where we would be rejected if we did get a rejection. So let me try and put this on the body. And let me try and get rid of that one, because that one is getting in the way. So what we're looking at is maybe a $45 AVAX. So back to 45, retest, and then jump back up again, which kind of makes sense, which is not bad. And then try and test again. So it was overheated as well, guys. It was overheated. So let's see what it does, right? But that's what I'm saying. Altcoins right now, overheated. Overheated. E-gold, extremely overheated. Everything is flashing. Warning, warning, warning. Do not buy, do not buy, do not buy. Because it's just pumping. But it is going parabolic. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if you look at this chart, you can see how parabolic it has been. And so, again, I'm going to say to everybody, guys, if you haven't bought it already, just be patient. We are going to see a correction, because once the market is done making their money, you're going to have to take profit. And most smart investors will take their money off the table and reinvest that money elsewhere, while they leave some money there just to grow. So it's not about just having the one, it's about diversifying, and that's what a lot of people are going to do. They're going to diversify. So that's that one. This was Algorand. Again, we had that one parabolic candle, and we can see the drama after that, but that's absolutely fine. We're still high, we're still holding above the previous high, and as you can see, we've made this beautiful little support line here that we're kind of respecting, which is awesome to see, right? So this kind of a support line here, which is awesome to see. That means it's got more chance to go upside than go downside right now. Cosmos broke its previous all-time high. It broke this channel. But if you look carefully, this channel is an upward channel, which means we are going to have a breakdown very soon. It's a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And especially when I look at this channel here, when I'm looking at this zone here, I see... Hold on. So let's just put it here for now. My God, come on, I don't like this. All right, let's do this. So when I'm seeing this, I see this channel here, and as you can see, this channel, it does indicate that we do need to break. So we've gone into this particular curve here, and we need to break down. So ultimately, there's going to be time we are going to come down again. Overheated, everything is flashing red, red, red. We need to come down. So definitely have a look at that and see what happens. But other than that, look, market's doing pretty awesome. There's a few gainers, few losers, nothing too much to worry about. The biggest gainers are around these levels here, and obviously, so far the alts are holding strong, to be honest with you. I mean, BTC can do whatever. As I said the other day, I said BTC is dead. It's not doing anything. BTC below 50k right now, because of where we are in the market, obviously, below 50k is dead. Ethereum below 4k is dead. Right, it's not doing anything. It's doing fuck all. It's losing its market cap. BTC, so all of these are losing their market cap. And what we want to see is, BTC to lose the market cap, and everything else to gain market cap. That's what we want to see if we want to still continue this parabolic rise, right? And want to do another 1000x or something. That's what we want to see. But we're not seeing those things at this present moment. So it's going to be, we're going to have to stay very cautious and try and scale out of as many also as you can, as I said. So other than that, guys, I'm not going to make this in longer. I have gone over my time that I did set for myself. I hope the stream was awesome, and I hope to catch you guys on another one very soon. What's this H bar doing? I just noticed something. Let me have a look and see what's going on. What's H bar doing on this short time frame? Okay, on the short time frame, H bar is flashing red, saying, look, coming into the overbought territory, so be careful. Let's have a look at the hourly. Yeah, hourly overbought territory, saying we need to come down. 4 hourly. 4 hourly. So 4 hourly is saying that there is still room to grow. So if you look at the 4 hourly, saying still room to grow, but we are entering these heavy buys in. XRP BTC, of course, bro. XRP BTC, the best place to look for XRP BTC is actually this one here, one of the oldest. It's in the oversold territory. As you look carefully, if it's in the oversold territory, right, so it's a good time to jump in. But again, be careful with when you're trading XRP against BTC. Be very careful, bro, because it is quite tough with these things. You could end up potentially losing money. But what I always say to people, and this is very important to understand, when you do pairs like BTC to Ethereum or XRP to BTC, make sure you buy BTC with XRP. Sorry, or you buy you buy BTC with XRP, or you buy XRP with BTC. If you've done that pair, then you look at that pair. If you have not done that pair, then don't look at that pair, because then you're going to get wrecked. You know what I mean? So it's very important to understand, you know, when BTC, you know, for example, when you're looking at like, for example, here, this is what was it, August. So August, you can see how BTC was dumping down and XRP gained momentum and actually was worth a little bit more. So you could have got more BTC for your money. But now you can see you're going to get less XRP for BTC. So you know what I mean? So you do have to understand these kind of things. But I always say keep the pairs intact. That means if you entered with XRP, and the way you do it is like, for example, I can't show it here, but if you entered with BTC into XRP, then you calculate your BTC profits. But if you entered with USDT or something, or your native currency, then calculate in that. Don't mix it up, because if you do, you are going to get wrecked. You're going to actually end up losing more than gaining. So be careful with that stuff. And this is how I do it. So whenever I've got an alt, if I've picked it up with BTC, then I only calculate in BTC. And if I've picked it up with USDT, then I only calculate in USDT. And I just keep it safe that way, because at least that way I know my maths is not going to be wrong. And yeah, other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys all coming over to the stream. It's been fantastic. It's been awesome. Thank you, ZeroDMB, for asking so many questions. I really like that. Stream's a little bit longer than how we intended it to be. But other than that, I hope everything was awesome. I hope you guys found everything to be informative, and I hope you found it to be helpful. I'll catch you on another one tomorrow, unless I decide to do a stream tonight or something. But I'll catch you on another one tomorrow, definitely. And let's see what happens. So other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's awesome. And my name is Sham, and I do all sorts of cryptocurrency stuff here. I pretty much talk about anything that's on the coin market cap or coin gecko. And you're not going to get any BS from me. All you're going to get is what I see on the chart and what I think, in my opinion, based on logic and reason, nothing more. Other than that, my friends, my amigos, adios.